Hello, spoon feeders. Welcome to another episode of Spoon Fed Truth, a podcast about wheelchairs, WTF moments, and winning by getting dressed. My name is Vicky. I am your host. I am joined today by my sleepy husband, Paul, and my co-hosts, Emma and Damien.
Hi.
Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
I hope you're enjoying this very sad afternoon here in Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
It's raining heavily outside. That makes me very excited. Look, just before we started recording, we were just chatting about our cups. So do you want to share your mug
Sure.
image?
So this says
For the
Mr.
world?
Strong, and just so you don't think I have a big head, this was gifted to me, so this is not my opinion of myself.
Are you sure?
This was not self-proclaimed, I promise.
I kind of feel like it fits your personality, though.
The memo, you wrote it all in notes and
Like what? Like I chose that?
Yeah.
if you
Like
see
subliminal
Mr. Strong-
messages that were left to us, you know, here and there.
No, that doesn't seem like me at all. I don't want to...
That is him 100%. Okay, Emma,
Continue.
Alright, you
talk
can
about your cup.
Just where we left off for Damien though, because you should see what Damien looks like in the mirror.
Wait.
The mirror in Paul's room.
Yeah,
In
tell
my
me
room.
you do not flex your muscles in
In
Paul's
Paul's
wardrobe mirror.
mirror. It's the mirror for everyone, not just you, but everyone on the team.
I knew it was a mistake having
Is
a
in that mirror at
on
one
that
point.
wardrobe.
Yeah.
Where is this coming from?
I actually
Yes.
thought it was going to be the girls, the female support workers who were going to be constantly like looking at their hair or their makeup. But no, it's Damien.
It's just you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
my
Emma?
cup says bonjour bitches.
I'll bleep it out.
Because it's a vibe. I'm a vibe and cherries vibe.
Okay. And that suits you very well.
Yep,
too,
it's pink.
doesn't it? Yeah,
Pink's
it's
my
pink.
favorite color. Yeah. I was
Okay.
also gifted the mug actually.
Actually, that's right.
Yes.
Because you had that ugly pink pimply mug.
It was so cute.
it
it
was
had humps all over it. Yeah,
Humps. Yeah, I call them
humps.
pimples.
Yeah, that's right. And yours?
My mug says, I got smashed at Rosie's GI Classy Bar. Anyone who knows MASH will understand that reference.
Yeah.
MASH. So I know I wanted to give our audience a bit of information around what Paul's daily care routine looks like his routine, the structure, basically the inner happenings of Paul's day. As we know, with brain injury, fatigue is a major player in our lives because it doesn't take much for Paul to get tired, especially after activities. And you guys know that very, very well. No matter how small the activity is, Paul needs regular breaks. And as you can see now, Paul is tired. He did have some hand exercises not long ago, which tired him out. He also did some swallowing. It takes a lot of energy for Paul to engage in any of those activities, even if he's not actually doing much, but small little bit of concentration tires him out. So we need to give him that break, hence why he's having a bit of a snooze now, but hopefully he'll be awake, ready for the next activity.
Just on that, I was going to comment as well, because the other day, actually, I was thinking a little bit about that, because even when I'm doing something that's like relatively new and I have to really think about, what it is that I'm trying to learn, or just new information, or trying to work through like a problem or a situation, same thing, I find myself getting like very mentally fatigued too, and I have to often take breaks. So I can only imagine for Paul, like at his level, how much it would probably mentally fatigue him to like try to work through things. And
Absolutely. A lot of people don't realize, but actual actually your mental activity uses up more energy than physical. So when you've been doing something mentally straining for a while and you're exhausted, it's because you're using up more energy in your brain than a lot of physical labor. So yeah, so I wanted to talk a bit about routine, but you guys tell me, what does your daily routine look like? Like, how do you start your day?
With Paul, or like
No, with you personally.
I'm.
I get up in the morning, I check my hair.
Oh my god.
I
check the hair on
who's
my chin.
DM'd me.
No.
By the way, ladies, he's single. Didn't take long for us to go down that.
No, it didn't
that
take long
path.
at all.
Can't help it, Damien. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Find my wife, please.
Look,
He's got a massive checklist, so good luck.
don't believe a word they say, guys.
Ooh, drop the checklist.
So I'm pretty simple. My routine doesn't really change much. Like I get up in the morning, and if I need to train that day, I'll train. I'll have some food after that, maybe prepare some lunch and dinner for work, and then off to work. And then, because I'm starting in the afternoon, I don't really get home till about midnight. So the day's pretty much a write-off once I start to head off for work. But yeah, that's it for me. And then weekends I'll reserve that for doing stuff, friends, this, that.
This, that. This, that.
Going on dates and whatnot.
So-
Lining up a few dates for you.
Yeah.
For the weekend.
Yeah. My day consists of finding Damien a wife, but we're not looking too good, so. No, I'm
So if you know
simple.
anyone,
Yeah.
just drop us a line.
Yeah. Just drop their username in the comments.
Emma will stalk them.
Yeah, I will stalk them.
You're
make
really
sure they're
good
not
at that.
private. Yeah, I'm pretty much a private investigator.
Yes,
And,
when it comes to social media, you definitely
Yeah,
are.
and Paulie keeps all the information for us.
Oh,
so
yeah.
in storage.
So tell us, how do you start your day? What does it look like for you?
I guess I just wake up and then I'll have a shower, get out of the shower, get dressed, do my hair, that sort of thing. Skincare's a major thing for me. Yeah, can't miss it, can't skip it. And then I pretty much just come straight to work. So I don't wake up super early. I don't have breakfast. I just come to work and good to go.
Very good.
Pretty basic, really. I guess on the weekends I sleep in. So try to anyway.
I love sleeping in.
Sundays, yeah.
Don't always get the pleasure, but when I do, I make sure it's a decent sleep.
Yeah.
I love my sleep.
It's so good.
Um,
Just like Paulie. We all have that. Yeah, we skipped the clubbing and the partying stages. Now all we want to do is go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. Please.
I like going to bed early.
Me too. Like I just
old. We gotta.
yeah. Damien's the youngest one here, but he's old.
We're old. What are you talking about? You're older than me by like. You're not even older than me.
Yes, I am. I'm older than
A
you.
couple months.
I'm the eldest. Wait, you're the eldest?
Oh, right.
No,
he's the
he's the
eldest, mate.
eldest.
He's the eldest.
Sorry.
God, you guys need just a podcast for this.
Yeah, that's right. No wrinkles. Paulie's blessed. It's all the Botox in there.
Okay, so no, he doesn't have wrinkles. What are you talking
That's what I'm saying. It's all
Okay,
the
sorry.
Botox. No, I'm kidding,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
kidding.
no. Botox stopped like 6
I'm
months ago.
joking. I'm joking.
Even though he never got it in his face, he got Botox in his hands, so his hands
Maybe
were
that's
beautiful.
what we should have started doing. Just put it in place.
Please.
And I'm sure the doctor that was putting the Botox in his hands, it was, like to relax the muscles, and because Paul's hand used to be like fairly
Yeah.
closed into fists. And I think every time she would, prepare everything for the Botox, I used to always make a joke about, if I just put my head here and you slip the Botox into my forehead, and she'd always be like, and I was like, yeah, she must have heard that like 3 billion
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Free Botox. Why not?
Yeah. But Paulie also used to get Botox in his bladder as well. So the bladder was, because it was contracting, because Paul has an SPC catheter. So, but we'll get into that a bit later.
Yeah.
Okay, so Emma, you do morning shifts mainly. So can you tell us a bit about what that consists of in terms of Paul's routine?
Yeah.
What would you? I know he's asleep most of
Yeah.
the time for majority of the shift. But what are we looking at in the morning? What do you tend to do while Paul's asleep?
Whilst Paul is asleep, like we will do irrigation.
Okay, so bladder
through-
irrigation.
Yeah, bladder
Yep.
irrigation. So that's through the catheter.
Yep.
And then we, as support workers, we will do sort of domestic duties. We will do regular checks on Paul. So we check Paul every like 30 to 60 minutes just for his temperature, like regulation.
Yep.
Make sure that he's still breathing. We want to make sure he's still alive.
That's always
Yeah.
a bonus.
Yeah,
if the
yeah,
client is
that's
still
right.
alive.
And yeah, like peg feeding
Yep.
as well.
So I've got a bit of a
Yeah.
thing on pegs. So for those of you who don't know what a peg is, we'll show a picture. Okay, so a peg stands for percutaneous endoscopic gastronomy. It's basically a feeding tube that is surgically inserted through the abdominal wall directly into the stomach so that Paul can get nutrition, fluids, medication, because he can't eat and swallow the way we do. So percutaneous means through the skin. Endoscopic means using an endoscope, which is just a thin tube with a camera. And gastronomy means creating an opening through the stomach. And typically you would see a peg in someone with like a neurological issue. For example, Paul with a brain injury, or someone who's had a stroke, motor neurons disease, or cerebral palsy is another one. You'll also see it in someone who has dysphagia, which is difficulty swallowing, which is something that Paul has as well, which we will go into later on again. Dysphagia just, when you have difficulty swallowing, like in Paul's case, it takes a lot for him to prepare his mouth for a swallow.
Yeah.
And Paul has been a silent aspirator in the past. Aspirating just means that it goes down your windpipe, which can then go down into your lungs and can be disastrous because it can then lead to pneumonia and chest infections and all that other bad stuff. And a PEG is also for anyone who has a long-term inability to eat or drink for whatever reason, and also people with head and neck cancers.
Yes, yeah. And Paul has a button peg, so it's a nice
Yes.
little cute sort of peg.
Yes, it sits nice and flush against the skin, because if you remember, well, you were around
Yes,
when
yeah.
Paul had the kangaroo.
Yeah.
So the kangaroo peg, which he had from hospital, is basically it's a peg, but the tube hangs out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I remember when the community nurse, saw it, she said, "How about we get Paul a nice little button?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was so much easier because I do recall once in rehab, one of the nurses actually accidentally pulled it out.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
what I was
thought,
thinking. Yeah.
that's pretty dangerous. And if a nurse can do it, then like here in the community, it can easily happen as well. So
Yeah, it gets caught on a lot of things. It
I
can,
would be,
yeah.
I was very happy for him
Also,
to
if
get.
he has to live with it every day.
And constantly like pulling shirts off and jumpers off, like
Yes,
like,
yeah.
it's high
You've gotta
probability
be
you're gonna catch it.
constantly aware of it.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah, he
never
was
any
lucky
issues.
enough.
Never any issues with the bottom one.
We haven't, no, and I mean it gets changed every 3 to
4 months, I think.
oh, hang on.
6 months?
I think it's somewhere between 3 and 6 months.
Yeah.
Just depends. Like if it gets gunky or whatever, then it gets changed more often. But general rule of thumb, I think, is every 6 months.
Quarterly.
Like we check
slash-
the balloon and
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so he gets all of his nutrition, his medication through the SPC. Through the peg, not the SPC. That's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But yes, the peg.
Yes.
That would be weird, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Paulie, I'm just going to put your medication through your catheter that's in your bladder.
Yes.
I guess you're bypassing a few organs along
Yeah.
the way. Anyway, so what else? What else do you do?
Oh, we do physio. Yeah, so physio. I'm like, what do we do? No, but I should know it. I've worked here 7 years, but we do
Wow.
physio. We do physio in the mornings as well. So once Paul wakes up, so Paul will usually wake up around 1 o'clock, and then we'll take Paul straight to physio. We'll try to encourage Paul and motivate him a bit to move his body.
So can you talk a bit more about what you do with physio?
Yeah, so on morning shift, we usually do physio of Paul. So usually the point of physio is that we're moving Paul's body. So Paul will sit on the edge of the tilt table, and we will stretch Paul's body, muscles, hands, legs, I guess back, body, everything. One of the support workers will stand behind Paul and support him.
Yep. So Paul is sitting on the edge of the tilt table,
Yes.
unsupported by anything. So he's normally in his wheelchair. He's very well supported. So he's got the backrest. He's got a special cushion that he
Yeah.
sits under. Obviously the head support as well. But he's also got I think they're called lateral
Yeah, the lateral something.
support.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
And so his legs also he's got support from the leg support contractions. I was so close to saying the thingamabobs. You know what they're called. But the leg support that
Sort of guide Paul's legs into place. Hey, hold them into place.
Which
Yeah.
we can also show a picture of that for everyone to see. So normally, because Paul is very well supported in the wheelchair, sitting on the edge of the tilt table with one support worker at the back holding him in place, Paul gets to feel that freedom without the support, which is also probably a little bit scary. I know, Paul, you're used to it now. But was there ever a time where it doesn't feel comfortable to sit on? Yeah. You're saying, it doesn't feel comfortable always to sit on the edge of a tilt table.
Yeah, I guess it depends on who's holding Paul and supporting Paul as, Paul as well.
And how
right?
confident Paul, how confident the support worker is will make a huge difference to
Yeah.
how comfortable Paul, is that right? How you feel sitting there? If they're, whoever's standing behind you, if they're comfortable, then, and not just comfortable, but confident, then you're comfortable sitting there with them, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else? What else do you do? So he's sitting on the edge, you're moving his body around.
Yes.
What else
We're
happens?
bending Paul's legs as well. So we're stretching and bending Paul's legs.
Yep. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The knee bends. Now, take us through that, because I recall it was about
Yeah, probably
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Paul, he doesn't have a physiotherapist at the moment.
Yeah.
But the previous physiotherapist, I remember asking her, was there something we could do to try and bring Paul's legs closer to his body when he's sitting down? Because for a very long time, his legs, I mean, you can probably see a little bit now how his legs stick out. He can bring them closer to his body. We're just in the comfort of home that we can keep him as relaxed as possible. But it makes a difference going through, I keep thinking, remember when we went to the urologist clinic and just trying to maneuver through like narrow hallways and narrow lifts, and it's like, oh my God, can we even get Paul into the
Yeah.
lift because his legs stick out so much?
Yeah, they were like hyperextended, pretty much, like
Very
straight
much
out.
so,
Yeah.
yes. And so the whole idea of asking the physio was, what can we do to train his legs to get closer to his
Yeah.
body? And I know she was very cautious. She did not want to unnecessarily cause Paul any pain or discomfort or whatever. And so she was not recommending we do any knee
Yes,
bends.
that's right.
And I then
Overrided it.
overrid her suggestion because, and look, we know Paul, and I've never done anything that is going to cause any,
Yeah, we're not gonna
I
harm
didn't
him.
want injury, I didn't want pain, but I also knew he was capable of doing
Yes.
more than
The bear.
you know what
Yeah.
we were told to do for him. So
And we were always like conversating with Paul, and Paul is reassuring us that he is okay and he feels fine, and that we are able to
Exactly.
do the movements that we were wanting to do.
So I made the call and I said, let's just try and bend his legs a
Yeah.
bit, his knees, sorry. And then we went to see the Botox
Yeah.
physician. And was he a physio or an OT?
Yeah, I think he was actually physio.
I think he was the physio, her
Yeah.
physio for the at the spasticity clinic. And we were showing him, and I remember he was like giving you some pointers on how to do it.
Yeah, I just asked him, like, I just suggested that this is what we want to do, and we're trying to figure out a safe way to do it. So we thought, why not ask him a couple of questions? And yeah, he was
gave,
able to.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
he gave some really good information.
Yeah.
And like feeling the back of the knee.
Yes,
and
yep, supporting his knee, warming it up, using physio cream beforehand, that sort of thing too.
That's right. And even
Yeah.
the wheat bags,
Yes.
the heat packs that we
Yeah.
heat up in the microwave and just, warming up his knee before starting the knee bend. So
Yeah.
you guys do all the right things.
Yes.
And also checking with Paul
Yeah.
to make sure that he's not in pain or discomfort or whatever.
every time. And
And that has made
yeah,
a huge difference because it was about a year and a half to 2 years ago where Paul was able to get a brand new wheelchair,
yeah,
one that now accommodates his legs being closer to his body now, which I know most people don't see that as a big deal. However,
yeah, it's a massive deal for Paul.
it makes a huge difference to be able to navigate narrow buildings, as we
Yes,
talked about,
yeah.
and lifts and things like that. Because, it makes a huge difference just to be able to get around comfortably. Because even when we go to the shops,
Yeah, the shops, even your own home, really.
yeah, I mean, our home is, designed with Paul in mind,
Yeah.
but I know a lot of places we go to where,
Yeah.
even a lot of shops that you can't go into because
Like Mecca. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Actually, Mecca wasn't too
No, it
bad.
wasn't too bad.
If there's not as many people in there, Paul can definitely
Go makeup shopping with us. Sure.
look for a new eyeshadow palette
Yeah,
with me.
that's right.
But also, there's a lot of shops that just don't accommodate
Yeah.
wheelchairs, which is unfortunate because, we like to take Paulie shopping and he can
Yeah.
watch me spend his money.
Yeah. And even like the lady who did Paul's Botox, like she was totally on board, and we even gave her the idea of doing suggesting that we're going to start bending the legs and that sort of thing. And she
that's
was
right.
I guess she was all for it. What I'm trying to
Definitely,
say.
definitely.
She even put Botox in Paul's legs to help at the
Yes,
beginning.
and it did help,
Yeah.
did it?
Yes, yeah, it did. It really did work.
I don't even remember, but there was like significant changes, like when
Yeah,
she
'cause we
measured
were
his
measuring,
knee,
yeah.
the distance, and she'd look back from, the last time she measured it, and she was like, oh, we can bend it another, 3, 4, 5 degrees.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was pretty impressive. how Botox and the knee bend, because I mean the knee bending, the exercise component is only the Botox in the knee is only as good as the exercise
Yeah.
that follows it,
And repetition and that
and,
sort of
just
thing,
being
yeah.
consistent with that exercise. So that was really good. That we were able to do that, and I remember when Paul's physio, the next time she visited, and I said, "Hey, we've been doing knee bends, and I know you said not to, but look what he can do." And then she was like, "Okay,
Let's go.
you were pushing the boundaries, and I can see that it is an advantage to
Yeah.
Paul." And then she was able to put a more structured program in place
Yeah.
that you guys still follow to this
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
don't
definitely. Yeah. So yeah, the rest of I guess the physio is more like the hamstring and the hip stretches and
Yep.
legs and standing on the tilt table whilst Paul is strapped in.
you? Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys, so how long would a physio session go for? typically?
Usually an hour. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so half an hour of sitting and then half an hour of standing.
Yes. Yeah. Everything in between. Like we sort of I would say probably even 15 minutes sitting and then like, would it? I don't know.
Roughly.
Yeah, maybe.
But the standing on the tilt table
Is at least 30
so
minutes,
Paul's
yeah.
strapped in, you stand him up. Are we boring you, honey bunny? So is standing on the tilt table. Do you do anything?
Whilst Paul's standing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we stretch Paul's arms, stretch out Paul's hands. We encourage Paul to make movements as well.
Okay.
A bit of hand exercises, yeah.
Yep. Very good, and very important that you play some good music.
Yes, good music. Yeah, we love music, and that's what helps us. It helps motivate Paul, and I guess it even motivates us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the right vibe for physio is a must.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Hey, I guess like it's for everyone. When you go to the gym, Damien would know probably the best. Mr. Strong over here would know what the type of vibe you need for when you do working out. But look, I don't work out, so yeah.
Okay.
But I know a good playlist when I see one. So.
And we do encourage the support workers to play their own playlist.
Yeah, they're
for Paul,
cultural music.
because how not necessarily cultural. Jeez.
It is.
Cultural.
Sometimes I play the
Just mean-
cultural. No, sometimes they do.
On rare occasions.
We're
mean-
through that phase now, are we?
Well, no.
Yeah, we
look,
like to play the national anthem.
national anthem.
Joking.
I know when you say cultural, I just remember who was it? Was it Shaggy that would play the
Something an uncultured person would say.
no, but the Indian heavy metal, and that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Cultural.
Yeah,
National anthem's cultural. Right?
that's a little bit too cultural, but yeah, okay. Good one, Emma. Anyway, we play. Paul gets to listen to really good music because, I mean, even when he used to tinker on his bike or work
Yeah.
in the garage, there was always music playing.
It's a necessity.
Not music that I like, but music that he liked.
Yeah, we just want
He
to
likes the
vibe.
hardcore stuff.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
But not necessarily necessary for Paul to just always listen to his music because, I mean, he was also a truck driver, so he was listening to
Yeah.
radio a lot and talk back and whatever. So it's good for Paul to also listen to whatever's going on in the top 40.
Yeah. We try to change it up a bit, like not the same playlist every single day. 'Cause
Yes.
Just like us, we get bored.
I remember before we moved here into this area at the old house, carers were constantly playing 90s music.
On
And it's like-
repeat. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we all loved 90s music, but it's time to change it up, guys, because I'm getting sick of it.
This Nirvana concert.
Yeah, Nirvana or Offspring. It's like, yeah, I want to continue loving those bands, but I'm starting to,
Time to change it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Paul gets a bit of a mixture these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's get back on track.
Yeah.
So physio's done.
Yep.
What happens next?
After that, we transfer Paul to his wheelchair,
Yep.
using all that sort of equipment like the hoist.
Yes, the hoist.
Our favorite. That is our
And-
favorite equipment. What is that? Is that what it is?
Okay. Emma has a favorite
It
equipment.
is. That is my favorite. That is the best thing ever invented. Is a hoist.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't own one, get one. It's the chart time. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm Chatterbox now. Anyway.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so we transfer Paul to his wheelchair using the hoist. And then I guess Paul will usually have a nap
Yeah.
in the chair, and then afternoon shift begins, and it's time to party.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So now, Damien, it's over to you for afternoon shift.
Yeah.
So when you come, and I know we kind of just touched on what the peg is. So Paul, we know that Paul has his medications. He's got various, plus his nutrition and other things that he has to have through the peg. So medication is crushed. He gets liquid nutrition in a can. So apart from all of that stuff, what do you do from in the afternoons?
Yeah, so normally we carry on from whatever morning staff has already did, and our shift depends a lot on Paul's energy levels, but also what's happening in Paul's life and the surrounding environment.
And health wise, because he's sometimes
Sometimes he might be
unwell.
sick,
Yeah.
or he might be, just having like I remember recently he had a period where he was just really struggling to eat, so things like that come into
Yeah,
play. So
yeah.
we normally gauge with those things, and then just gauge what he wants to do for the day. Most of the time he wants to go out, so we do try to get him out to
and
do
I love
stuff.
how you give Paul options of where to go. So recently, I saw that you put on the iPad. I think it was 4 quadrants
Yeah.
with pictures and just giving Paul 4 options of
Yeah.
where to go
Because for a while we did it just with the whiteboard and the options, but
and just writing it down.
just
like
writing it down, which
going,
is like,
do you want to go to a park or do you want to go to?
or even sometimes if we put the specific park, like the most you could do is really describe it. It'd be hard for him to know,
Yeah.
the type of location that we're going to. So I thought it was just a better way for him to get a better idea of where we might be going. So just have a visual aspect to it as well.
Do you find, just while we're on that, do you find that finding places to go that are wheelchair accessible, is it a bit tricky? Because I know it's weather dependent as well, like where you can go.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of indoor places.
Normally, if it's outdoors, it's not too much of an issue. And normally on Google Maps, they will actually specify whether it's wheelchair friendly or not.
Oh, that's good.
So normally, if it does have that blue, handicap sign, that's a good indication that the area is fit for people who are in wheelchairs.
we
what?
don't use the term handicapped.
Why? What's
Gotta go again.
what's wrong with that?
It's just outdated.
It's like a rude.
It's offensive.
Is it derogatory now?
Yes.
I don't think it's derogatory, but it's outdated. Like
So
there's
what? Disabled?
Yeah.
accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disability accessible.
Just get educated. Oh, right.
Yeah, you can't use that word. It's like saying the R word.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
retarded.
No. I don't think it's the same. Whatever.
It's
I'll,
like
I'll
that's what they
reuse it.
reckon.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
normally, if we look on Google
No,
Maps,
we're keeping this in.
Get all the hate messages.
Come at him, not me.
yeah.
At no, Damien.
Yeah, so normally if we're looking on Google Maps, it actually has a wheelchair accessible sign. So that'll tell you whether or not it will be fit for somebody who's in a wheelchair. So it's not really that much of an issue. It's more so figuring out what Paul can and would want to do at that specified location. Nature and stuff tends to work a lot because like the walking tracks are normally nice. There's a visual aspect to it because it's nice to look at the nature and stuff. There's the audio of the surrounding environments of the animals and stuff.
Yeah.
I know Paul really likes for that reason because it's like a really nice walking track, and plus lots of animals and stuff, so it's good for that.
Yeah.
Um,
And now I know that you do also incorporate a bit of speech therapy activities
yeah,
with your outings. Can you talk us through that?
yeah. So the speech therapy, the objective really is to get him used to working on his sounds. Can be from vowels to, what do they call it again? What's the other thing on the opposite of vowels?
Consonant.
Is it? Something like that, right? Consonants? Something like that. Anyway, he's working on his sounds, and
Keep that in.
depending on what we're doing, we'll try and incorporate it into the game as well. So the majority of what we're trying to do when we're doing speech with Paul is to try and make the game as engaging as possible, and if so, incorporate it into the environment that we're currently in. So sometimes if we're in nature, I like to play I Spy with Paul. So I might ask him, can you see a traffic cone from, I'll give him two sounds and I'll say, can you see a traffic cone? Either R for yes or for no. And then we can do it that way. Or let's say we're indoors. Sometimes if we're working on some sounds, we might walk around to different shops, see the shop names, and then try and get him to pronounce different syllables and stuff that are inside the words. So anything to really keep him engaged with his therapies. I think that's the most important part, because if he's not engaged in his therapy, it's kind of hard for him to build some momentum around it.
And just to feel motivated in
Yeah,
general. Like
yeah.
you need to be able to show that he's making progress, and no matter how small it is, at least if it's done in a fun way, in a fun environment, and with people who
Are fun.
who make the activity fun, it makes a world of difference to him. Because you can imagine if you were in Paul's position and the day in and day out activities are mundane and monotonous, and you're not going to get any enjoyment out of that.
Yeah.
And how are you expected to progress when you're in that boring environment? So
yeah,
getting out there and doing a variety of things makes a huge difference. Wouldn't you agree, Paulie? Yeah.
yeah. So to actually achieve progression comes a lot from repetition, but also, even though we're repeating some of the same exercises, trying to make it engaging by devising games around the things that we're working on is
which
usually
you are
what
very good at. Which you
makes
are
it
very good at. But
engaging.
we'll probably do another episode around the type of things that you do. Games and things, because some of it is quite clever, and I don't know how you come up with some of these ideas for games, but I think even Paul's speech pathologist, actually all of them have been really impressed with how you take a concept and then you just run with it with your own creative flair and adding your own little bits into it that make it interesting and sometimes funny. And
Funny fact about that, I think it comes from like when I was a child, because I remember we used to have family friends that would come over a lot. I was kind of the oldest one, so I just learned how to look after everyone and create new games, and was kind of natural to me, and it's pretty interesting now that I'm using it in my occupation. So
yeah, it's a great skill to have, and it especially comes in handy for Paul.
yeah.
Okay, so so once you come home from an outing, what kind of happens after that in Paul's afternoon daily routine?
Yeah, so normally he is pretty tired after we go out, just probably from being stimulated, or if you're playing games, or
Yeah.
even sometimes the drive can get him a bit tired. So we'll let him come in here and chill a bit and spend time with the family and have a nap if he needs to.
And sorry about the background ASMR. It's the dogs eating their
Yeah,
dinner.
they're currently eating.
Yeah, chewing on chicken tits.
Yeah.
Yummy.
And then, yeah, we get straight into either hand exercises and normally he's watching TV by then. So there's a bit of a playful balance, how much we're focusing on his therapies and how much time we're giving him to spend with his family as well, because he does have a short window of what he's able to do while he's still nice and alert. So we try to give him that freedom. So although, of course, therapies are important, we try to be mindful of those things. But yeah, normally goes into hand exercises, and yeah, so it's a lot of that is just focusing on mobility on either individual fingers or his hand. We use different games as well. So
Yep. Excellent. Okay. And so, after that, we've generally got family time where we're chilling, watching a movie, or even just sitting around and chatting. Because I know Paul also, you do like when we sit around the table and engrossed in conversation about something.
conspiracies and whatnot.
That's right. You know how Damien's love life, yeah.
No.
And I think what I notice is that it's really good because you know how I've previously mentioned to you, if there are too many conversations going on at once, it's hard for Paul to follow what's going on, and he kind of just zones out, and he also, like, you sometimes fall asleep just because you can't follow. And for most people, like, you guys can start a conversation here and someone else will start a conversation there, but it's normal for us in social situations to be like that. However, for someone like Paul, being able to just concentrate on one conversation is challenging because you've got the background conversation of someone else in close proximity that you can't even concentrate on the conversation near you. So when we're sitting around the table having a conversation where one person at a time is talking, and we can also ask Paul his opinion and just get him involved in the conversation, that is also quite stimulating for him as well. So it's really good when we do that, because Paul was never much of a TV person before, as I have mentioned, but now it's kind of like, if we're going to be watching TV, it's got to be something that he's going to find interesting. Otherwise, he'll just fall asleep.
Yeah.
All right. So then it's generally time for bed, shower. So you get the personal care done, and off to bed.
Yeah. So once we've taken him for shower, we normally will take care of things like irrigation as well. So that's something that we do.
Just on irrigation, so I should have mentioned it earlier when you had mentioned irrigation in the morning, but Paul has a SPC catheter, so which will show a picture of it, and an SPC catheter refers to a suprapubic catheter. So basically, this is a type of catheter that drains urine from the bladder through a small hole in the abdomen, which is just above the pubic bone, instead of through the urethra. A tube goes directly into the bladder from the lower belly to collect urine into a drainage bag. It is used when someone can't empty their bladder properly.
Yeah.
Okay, so generally after this happens, does it go into night shift then?
Yeah, so typically at that point, if Paul has had a shower, he's normally ready to go to bed. Nice warm shower. I think everybody can relate. And when they get into a shower right after, they're quite relaxed. So I think for him,
I am.
like pretty high hit rate with that. Like 90% of the time, he's really tired after the shower. So we get him into bed. And any necessary personal care that really needs to happen after as well. I like to give him a massage as well, just to make sure he's really comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just cleaning the sites as well. Sometimes they can get a bit,
Yep.
need cleaning.
So the peg site.
Yeah, and the SPC side as
SPC,
well.
Yep.
Yep, and then just generally making him comfortable and ready to have a good night's rest ahead, as much as we can anyway, before we give it over to night team.
Okay. Now, we don't have the regular night representative here, but you've done night shift many times. Can you just give us a broad overview of what night shift looks like for someone like Paul?
Yeah. So night shift is pretty straightforward, I would say. Most of the time he's already in bed. If not, night shift is normally taking over from whichever point that they're at. So he might still be in the shower or whatever. And then once he's in bed, he's just doing the regular checks, either every 30 minutes, I would say.
Yeah. Yep.
Checking that his temperature is okay, because that's something that he struggles to regulate on his own. So
That's right. And I know when I'm looking at hiring people for night shift, it's a reminder that because Paul can't regulate his body temperature the way that we can, or the way I do is the rest of my body is warm, but I need to stick 1 foot out to cool down.
That's right.
super effective.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Or where you flip the pillow because it's too hot. So Paul can't do that. So it's necessary that when you go in there that you're checking, because sometimes his upper body is cold, but you go and feel his legs and they're on fire.
Or vice versa. Sometimes his torso is really hot and his legs can be really cold.
Exactly. So it's about checking the whole body, not just what's exposed.
Yeah. But on top of that, I would say just making sure he's got the BiPAP on when he's really in a deep sleep.
Okay. So the BiPAP machine. So I think most people would know what a CPAP machine is. It's pretty much the same thing. A BiPAP machine stands for bi-level positive airway pressure, and it's a medical device used for people to help them breathe more easily, especially those with conditions that affect their ability to breathe on their own.
Yep.
So the difference is the BiPAP delivers 2 levels of air pressure through a mask that's worn over the nose and mouth. And this 2-level pressure system supports more natural breathing compared to a CPAP machine, which is continuous positive airway pressure. So that's one way. BiPAP is 2-way air pressure, because the CPAP only delivers that one constant pressure. And it was probably about 4 years ago now. Paul, I remember you were fighting the night staff would put the mask on, and Paul used to fight to not wanting it, so we'd take it off, and I thought, okay, well maybe he just doesn't need it, because he never had it before the accident. So I think for a good year that he wasn't using the BiPAP machine, and we had made an appointment to see the respiratory and sleep doctor at the hospital, just to check, basically do a review of the BiPAP, and she said, I said to her, I'm not sure that Paul even needs it, because he was fighting it and we never tried to put it back on, because it comes with its own set of problems that I wasn't very experienced with, as I am now. But she suggested trialing a week with it on and a week with it off, and then letting Paul decide what he prefers. So we started with trialing it for a week, and we got to day 3, and I remember asking Paulie, now that you've had it on for a couple of nights during the day, do you feel better? And it was a clear yes. And I said, do we just go back to using the
Yeah.
BiPAP all the time? And he agreed, yes, we
Yeah.
needed to. And actually,
It's made a difference, I feel.
yeah, I think because he was so well rested at night from getting proper airway through his system, it meant that during the day he wasn't as tired, and when he was awake he was alert and engaged, and just able to participate in activities a lot better. So
Yeah, I can actually vouch for that too, because on the nights that I have been doing the actives, more specifically on the nights that he has his BiPAP on and secured nicely as well. That's a nuance there
like
as well.
where
If it's
it really sucks
Yeah.
the
and
face.
you would think as well, because of the way it's set up, like because it's tight and I can imagine it's uncomfortable, that
yeah
it would mess with his sleep. I think just because of what it's allowing to do for his airways, it just lets him to have a real deep sleep, and
I mean-
like he can have big blocks of sleep where he's just uninterrupted, whereas
yes
sometimes if he's without it, could be from dryness, could be from a lot of things, but he might wake up in the middle of the night and then that's his sleep being
Yeah.
interrupted, you know.
I mean, without it, have you ever heard like Paul snoring really loudly and then it's just silent
Yeah.
for like a minute or two?
Yeah.
He actually stops breathing.
Yeah.
And
Sleep apnea.
it is
Yeah,
sleep
sleep
apnea.
apnea.
So Paul was diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea after the accident. So possibly he had a proclivity to it before the accident. Unsure. I don't ever remember Paul ever having sleep issues before the accident, but certainly post injury it did mess with these things, and so we are very grateful for the BiPAP that it does its job for him, and so anyway, that's pretty much
Yeah, I
Night
think
shift
that's
in a nutshell?
that's night shift in a nutshell. Besides that, just the domestic duties, but I think for the most part, it's just making sure that he's comfortable throughout the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
okay.
And staying awake.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
majority of the
The
fight
main
of
thing
the
is,
active
Yeah.
shift. It's just
I mean,
trying
I
to stay awake.
hated. I remember doing night shift when I worked at the hostel, and so many times because the people who trained me, they said, "Oh, you can get all your work done before midnight." And I said, okay, well, that's what everyone else did. So I was there, running around, getting everything done, doing all my checks. And then at midnight, I'm like,
What is there to do?
I've still got another 6 hours. What the hell am I going to do?
Yeah.
And that's when, the
Fighting the sleep. Hey?
it would just set in.
Yeah.
And
I think that's something that is like super important about that shift that probably doesn't get enough attention. I think if there was kind of ideas around how you can strategize for those shifts as well, it
Yeah.
would be very helpful. Because I find, like I've mentioned to some of the people that have been on night shift now, what I kind of do to
Yeah.
get through it as well.
Yeah.
Like there's some things that I do, like drink plenty of water. Like even if you're not thirsty, just keep drinking water. If you like coffee, have your coffee or any type of energy drink. Stay away from carbs because that's just going to make you
crash.
yeah. And so long as you do that and doing your regular checks, go for a walk if you need to, get outside, like then that's really going to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Even chewing gum. Chewing gum helps too.
Yeah.
You know what?
Chewing
Just keep
peppermint
just
gum.
don't sit there and just wait for you to go comatose.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it.
yeah.
Don't get
Someone-
comfortable.
Someone told me when I did night shift that eating apples was more effective at keeping you awake. So I thought, all right, I'm not going to drink coffee. And I just, brought, I think, 2 or 3 apples with me. Apples don't do shit. Just saying, because I did fall asleep for about 15 minutes. And then, someone was ringing the front doorbell and I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
I had fallen asleep. So I thought, no, I'm not eating apples again. So
But
yeah.
that's been number one hack for me. No carbs and plenty of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Good sleep beforehand.
Yes,
Yes.
and that as
Yeah.
well.
Preparation.
If you can if you can manage to sleep in the evening,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Look, I recommend spacing out your tasks
Yeah.
throughout
Yeah.
the night. Because around the 3-4 o'clock
That's-
mark in the morning,
That's the killer.
that's the time where you.
That's the warfare.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the spiritual
yeah.
warfare right there.
So yeah, I mean, look, if any of you guys have any tips on staying awake for night shift, please let us know. We will leave our details of how you can contact us in the description. Also, please remember, we are not medical professionals. We're just a bunch of people who like to talk shit about disability or handicapness, which Damien's going to go Google to find out if that is actually a word that is outdated and or derogatory.
I must have missed the memo.
We should do a poll. What is the...
Is it derogatory, handicapped?
Yeah.
I
I don't
feel
know.
like
I
it
feel
might
like
be.
it
'cause
is. It might
I
be.
wouldn't. I would never use.
If you
that
guys are
term.
both saying that to me,
Yeah,
then
it's a
probably.
no-go zone, I reckon.
Yeah.
All right.
But I reckon do a poll.
Damien, you're meant to
Yeah.
be smart.
And almost Damien, up to you. No.
Yeah, you can. if you want.
So please, whatever we say, take it with a grain of salt. We are just
Shot of tequila.
Pinch of
Good to
pepper.
we're just shooting the shit, okay? We are just
Whoa,
Oh,
we got a new guest,
Welcome.
guys.
welcome, Nacho.
Join in.
That's his spot, by the way.
You heard
He
tequila, pepper, and salt.
Yeah,
All
he,
for that.
he has his nice little hammock between Paul's legs. That's
Yeah.
his spot.
he is part Mexican. That's why his name's Nacho.
And Buffy's down there, so that's what I've been
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
with under the table.
Sure it is, Emma. On that note, thank you again for joining us. If you would like to share your story, again, we will leave our details. We would love to hear from you. Stay tuned for the next episode where we dive into a little bit more about friends and relatives and relationships.
Yeah,
with
that's an interesting
disability.
one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sensitive one, and definitely one that I have been waiting to talk about because
Me too. I want to talk about that.
it's
Yeah. It's a good topic.
it's still a bit of a wound for me, but yeah.
The boxing gloves will be on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.